What's that I can hear?
Blah, blah, blah.
It's the proverbial squeaky wheel. Hi, I'm Bri Williams, the behaviour changer, and today I'd like to talk about managing your stakeholders, because all too often we find ourselves focusing on the squeaky wheel, the annoying stakeholder, when we should be focusing on stakeholders that can make or break our project or initiative. So how are we going to go about it? A straightforward tool called the Stakeholder Engagement Matrix. It's an easy way to sift and sort who your stakeholders are and take a temperature check to see, are they on board or are they against us? Let's get stuck in. Now, you can do this on your own or with your team. The first thing you want to do, either on a whiteboard or a piece of paper, is draw a matrix with the name of your stakeholders. If it's sensitive, you might want to give them pseudonyms or just use their initials. So in this case, we've got 3 stakeholders. The next thing we want to do is to draw up 5 columns. Labeling the middle column 0. -2 on the far left, and +2 on the far right. The numbers represent how supportive these stakeholders are or need to be. -2 is strongly against, +2 is strongly in favour, and 0 is who cares, I'm neutral. Now, grabbing a post-it note or a texture with a different colour, I want you to indicate where each of these stakeholders currently sits in relation to support for your project. So let's say Millie is strongly against. Keith is neutral. And Jenny is supportive. Grabbing a different colour pen or post-it note, now indicate where you need each stakeholder to be in terms of support for your project. Millie, for instance, we might not ever get on board, but we do need to make sure that she is neutral. Keith is neutral at the moment. We need him to be super supportive. And Jenny, well, Jenny's probably where we need her to be. So just doing this straightforward exercise really gives you a sense of where to spend your time and attention, doesn't it? So with Jenny, for instance, she is pretty much where we need her to be. So it's about keeping her informed and not making her go backwards. So not making her disappointed or frustrated with the exercise. Now, before I get to Millie and Keith, if you think the content that I'm sharing for free is pretty good, imagine the content that I share with my clients. You can find out more about my online courses, my talks, and my books on my website, briwilliams.com. And if you want free tips about behavioural science delivered to your inbox every couple of weeks, you can even subscribe to my newsletter. Now, back to Millie and Keith. With Keith, our strategy is very much about building his advocacy. So what about the project do we want him to celebrate and take a lead on? At the moment, he's neutral. He might be passive. Instead, we need him to take on a leadership role in advocating the project and influencing others. And as for Millie, our strategy with Millie is to neutralise her. While she may not ever be a strong advocate, that's okay. We just want to stop her white-handing or bad-mouthing the project, for example. So our strategies need to be designed around that. Now, in terms of strategies to get these stakeholders from where they currently are to where we want them to be, well, that's probably a video for another time. Of course, if you take my Influencing Action course, you will have all the answers you need. So there you have it, the Stakeholder Engagement Matrix, a straightforward tool to help you work out who you need to influence and how much effort you need to put in. I hope it helps you change behaviour, because if you change behaviour, you can change your world. See you next time.